Hi, I'm Alice Byno, and this is the second episode of the series in which I'm making a full pop-punk song from scratch, and we're keeping it very beginner-friendly. In the previous episode, we looked at the Cubase interface, we connected a microphone and a guitar, we also recorded a quick idea for the song that we're making. Off camera, I've been writing the lyrics, and today we're going to record all of the music, so the drums, the bass, and all of the guitar layers. So let's get right into it. For drums, you have several options. If you create a drum track, you can use this new drum machine. This one's in Cubase 14 Pro and Artist, so if you're in Elements, you can click the link in the description and try Cubase Pro for free. And then it's totally up to you if you want to upgrade. You can do that at any time. So if you haven't tried Drum Machine yet, it's really cool. It has a drum synth, so you can create your own sounds. Or you can just load up a kit. You can import samples. You can very easily layer samples. So you can make an endless amount of new, unique sounds. And then you can work with pattern events like this. I'll just let it choose a pattern for these. Or you can use a regular MIDI event, and then you can, of course, switch from the key editor to the drum editor, depending on how you like to work. Me, I'm kind of stuck in the habit of using the plain old key editor, even for drums. You know, if it works, it works. Anyway, another old habit of mine is to open up Groove Agent, which is in every version, and I stumbled upon this kit that I now want to use. If I play it on my keyboard, which is Option or Alt K to activate the virtual keyboard. So now I'm already going to assign outputs to the different parts of the drum kit. This one doesn't have the pads that you can right click and then assign to an output, but I can assign the outputs of this little mixer right here. And for those to show up in the project mixer, I'm going to go here and activate the outputs that I need. The room sound and the overhead mics that are placed above a drum kit when you're recording it are actually really fun. So I might play with those in the mix to get a bigger sound in the chorus, maybe, we'll see. But for now, I'll just assign them and then we have everything. So double click to create a new event, and I feel like drawing in the notes, just a basic pattern to start with. Adjust my grid to 8 notes, press C for my metronome, and I have my draw tool. And for my hi-hat, I'm going to get my paint tool, click and hold Command or Control to keep it on the same note here, and then just paint. Very basic, but good enough for now. Next, bass guitar. That's just going to be MIDI as well. So let's go to HALion Sonic and find a nice punchy bass guitar. This one. Time for this one. For all the guitar players watching, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be doing it the way you're supposed to do it. because I'm not a real guitar player, but it is what it is. Actually, what I'm gonna do first is create a marker track. And I already have my little arrangement from before. So now to have a better overview, I'm gonna add markers for every section of the song, add marker track. And if you click this divide button, you can drag the marker track in here, and this way it stays visible. Even when later on, if we have way more tracks and I scroll down, it'll still be there. At the start, I have a super short intro. I'm just clicking this one to add a single marker. And in the inspector, if I double click, I can give it a name. And also give it its own color. Then verse 1A. Verse 1B, the second part. And here I have a little pre-chorus. And then there's the chorus. This one red. And I'm going to complete the rest of it. All right, so let's record. I'll do the verse. Because I'm not a good guitar player, I'll be recording in a loop. So Option or Alt click for the left locator, Command or Control click for the right one. And now it's an active cycle, so it's gonna loop on my guitar track. What I'm also gonna do while it's looping is I'm gonna switch to a different pickup and play the same thing, just because it might be nice to have those two in the mix and then pan them left and right to get a little bit of a fuller sound. We'll see if I use it or not. I've done some more recording, so what I'll do next is I'll go through all of my recordings, all of my takes. So if I click a track and I press this button, show lanes, you can see all of my takes, plenty to choose from, and I'll probably just copy them over to one left and one right track. What you can also do is actual comping. So if you use this comp tool, the little hand, and I'm gonna press J to turn my grid off, and then you can just go and select the parts that you want, and they will reflect in this top one. That's the one that's playing. So the top one will have all of your favorite parts. I am going to show this in more detail when I'm doing the vocal comping, which will be for next episode. So if you want to see that, join me then. We're not done for today though. So right now I'll do this comping for the guitars and I'll be right back. So the comping is done. Nevertheless, the timing on some of these can still use some work. So I'm going to go in and fix it. The timing of this can be a bit tighter. So I'm going to grab my free warp tool and just manually drag it. If you need it to snap to the grid, you can just turn snap on and it'll snap like this. Actually, because the timing is off everywhere, I think it's better to double click it, hit points, and then I'm gonna set my threshold and set quantize the quarter notes, Command A or Control A to select all, and Q to quantize. Better. So now I have a basic arrangement. Let's have a listen. And then it goes into verse 2. It's still kind of boring now. It's a lot of the same things repeating, but we'll spice it up later. No worries. For now, though, I can use this to record my vocals too, which will be next episode. So keep an eye out for that one. In the meantime, you know what to do. Like the video, comment below. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the Cubase channel. And most importantly, have fun making music.